So as I said, I ran for Congress in 2010. I had started my small business in 2003 and just got very concerned with the economy here. And as I was running for Congress and running federally, I quickly realized how important our local issues were and how pressing our local issues were. And upon losing and spending a lot of time helping local candidates, I really thought it was an opportunity for me to step in and make more of an immediate impact on the local economy. But I didn't know that I was going to be doing that. I wasn't looking for a seat in Nevada politics. I wasn't looking to establish myself as a politician. This, bar none, is the hardest thing I have ever done in my life the first time, and it's just as hard the second time. It's not something that should be overly enjoyable. It's not something that should be fun. It's a service, and it's something that you commit to your community for, and I am committed to doing that and to helping. And so I had people, a lot of people asked me over the last few years to run, but certainly, the last, about a week and a half before filing, come and talk to me and say, ask me to run specifically for this seat. And I came away from our phone call deciding that I was going to run, because all the reasons I didn't want to run were the wrong reasons. It's too much work. You got to put up with too much garbage in our state. There's too many politicians that are self-interested. But the reasons that I wanted to run is because I knew I was the best person for the job. I knew I could help not only Clark County Commission C, but the rest of the valley, and I knew I had the leadership qualities to do it. So that's why initially, one of the reasons why we decided to run. My opponent on Saturday, they asked him a few questions, and I think they're very pertinent, and these were ideals and philosophies that I knew going in were differences with us. He just happened to bluntly say a lot of them. They asked him what some of his greatest accomplishments were, and most of the greatest accomplishments he listed were things that he had done on the city council, over 4 years ago in his 12 years on the city council. But after his 12 years on the city council, he got elected to county commission. And then after a couple years there, he decided to run for mayor. And now he's back to continuing to run for county commission. So I mentioned to Mr. Brown that I think what he considers his greatest accomplishment in some of these parks, unfortunately, are now some of our greatest liabilities as a public. The city council said a few weeks ago that we have a $12 million deficit on the baseball parks alone that he led the charge to build. One of the last questions he was asked, and he was asked by Melody, was what he was going to do with some of the county contracts and why some of the services that small businesses could probably provide for half charge hadn't been opened yet. And he said that now is the time. He said the last few years things have been so good in Clark County that we haven't had the time to open it up, but now is the time. And I told him simply that 4 years ago when you were elected was the time. 4 years ago when they were shutting down projects on the Strip and people were, losing jobs and our revenues were decreasing, was the time to make these changes. And he simply had too much time. 16 years is enough. So I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want to waste too much time and I don't want to get off topic. But I do want to say that we've got someone in office. Last month they voted to ban pets from being walked on the street. They voted for a ban on renting your house for less than 30 days. They need to be worried about creating jobs. Today they voted on a firefighter contract that includes reimbursement for schooling being taken by firefighters, continuing education that, to my knowledge and understanding, doesn't have a cap. They don't have a specified amount. And then, in addition to that, the education was going on at schools like Grand Canyon or University of Phoenix and not at UNLV, not at CSN. And when only one person on the county commission even asked the question, and when he asked it, they said the reason why was because there's people from Grand Canyon and they're selling these college programs to the firefighters. So what did they do with this information? Did they ask more questions? No, they said basically that this agreement's been closed and we'll review it the next agreement, which is in 3 years, and all of them unanimously voted to pass this contract. And all I'm saying is there is no way anybody in this room that knows me that A, I would do the homework before I got there. But if I did get there and was presented with this information, you have to speak up and say, enough's enough. This isn't acceptable. It's not a firefighter issue. It's not a public issue. It's just a common sense issue that this doesn't work. And there's things that go on there every single day. And we need somebody in there that understands how to look at complex problems or complex challenges and just find some money here and there. And find a way to get us back on the right track. So I need the help of everybody in this room to put them on notice that this is a race. Because there's about 111,000 active voters. There's about a 3,800 vote difference. It's within, 3+%. This is a fully winnable race in this election cycle. My opponent last time transferred money from city council to county commission. He spent about $1 million. He spent $500,000 just to place third in a mayor race. So he's going to have money. And I'm not asking you if you don't have the money to donate it. If you do, I am asking. But I am asking for your vote. I am asking you to volunteer. And I'm asking you to tell people about our campaign and put them on notice because I need the help. And I didn't say I needed the help last time I asked. I kind of asked. I superficially asked. I'm telling you, I'm not doing this for me. I don't need to do this. I don't care about politics. I care about our county, I care about our country, and I care about our state. And the only way we are going to stare these people down and change it is if people like us all get together and change it ourselves. And that's why I'm running. So I'd appreciate your vote and support, and please help our campaign. And really, God bless you and thank you for being here, because I know you didn't have to be here. I know it is a very large group for an event like this, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, guys.
Paid for by friends of Craig Lake. This is Craig Lake, and I approve this message.